Sorry, mate. You'd probably rather see Dan's face than mine, mate, to be fair. Anyway, business. Tough night for you and your players, goes without saying. Just give us your overall assessment.
Yeah, it was a tough night. I'm frustrated, really, with the manner of the goals that were conceded. If I was to sit here having got beat 6-0 and they've opened us up with the wonderful play that they can have and scored wonderful goals, I'm probably more accepting of the defeat. And they had big chances, I can't deny that. But the manner of the goals is what disappointed me. Yeah, we can't legislate for mistakes. They happen. Max has made one for the first, but we stayed in the game. Had a couple of chances and moments ourselves. Timu's had the shot, worked the keeper. Kenny's had a good effort or good chance on the edge of the box, and Grant's hit the post. But the moments were few and far between against a team that controlled possession really well. But the second goal probably killed the game for me. I thought it flattened the atmosphere, which was brilliant in the first half. And it's something that we spoke about at half time as well. They like to drag your fullback out and use that space in between. Gundogan makes the run, and we didn't follow our defensive principles to stop it. And for me, that certainly took the wind out of everybody's sails, certainly on the Norwich side of things. And then the third goal, again, we spoke about defending the second phase of a set piece. And, that's why I'm so frustrated and annoyed that we didn't compete in our penalty box from a ball from outside the box.
Yeah, I mean, that did feel like a big moment, that second, so soon after half-time. You and Shaky have obviously imparted a lot of instructions, and as you say, it took the wind out of the sails, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It was just a poor goal to concede and a poor time to concede it as well. We know how good Manchester City are, but we felt at 1-0 we would get more opportunities in the second half. You have to stay in them games as best you can. As I say, if they're scoring wonderful goals, we all, tip our hat to them. But I just felt the manner of goals tonight, what were wonderful goals against us.
Yeah, and as you say, you were always going to need a little bit of luck. And, Grant Hanley's header goes in, instead hits the base of the post and bounces out at 0-0. Who knows? Yeah,
well, goals change games. They always have done, and they always will do. It gives you an awful lot of belief if you get that goal. And that second goal for them, obviously there's not many teams that come from 1-0 down, let alone 2-0 down against them, so that makes it even harder. But I can never question the work ethic of the lads. I mean, we went and pressed them just after the second goal in the second half, and I thought we had an overload at one stage, but they showed their composure and played out of it, and then showed what a problem they could cause you then.
Any complaints from your point of view with the award of the penalty, the challenge from Brent?
It is never a penalty, and I told Andre after, it is a pathetic decision, and it will probably get a tick on Mike Riley's stats calendar, but that's never been a penalty. He didn't give it for a push. He said he wouldn't have given it for upper body contact. He gave it for lower body contact, where two lads just ran into each other. So for me, it was a pathetic decision, and it doesn't seem to bother the officials when it's 3-0 to give penalties like that, but it certainly hurts us.
I mean, you did say yesterday that obviously these aren't the games that define the season, and the way they kept going, even when it went 2-0. I mean, you clearly knew it was going to be a very tough night, but moving forward, you don't think this is going to take too much of a dent to what was obviously a bit of momentum you were building?
No, it won't. I don't think there'll be any halt in our momentum or our confidence or our belief, because we produce moments in the game, but you can't afford to make as many mistakes as we did tonight, individually and collectively. So our job is to learn from this game today, limit the mistakes next week, but we'll go into the game against Liverpool, knowing that we can go and cause problems against the top teams, but we've got to limit our mistakes.
A couple more from me if I can, Dean. Matthias gets another 30 minutes or so. Is he really now pushing for a start, you think, moving forward?
Yeah, he is. I mean, I really thought about starting him, but I just felt it was too big a risk. He's not game ready at the moment, and I think he could be a big player for us for, from now to the end of the season. I didn't want him to blow up in this game tonight.
And Adam Eder not involved tonight. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, we only done a recovery day on Thursday, and then Friday he came in, and I can be honest, it was after I'd spoke to you also. I didn't know at the time, but he had ankle and knee problems, and we just thought it was too much of a risk. So he's had a scan, and we're awaiting the results now.
Cheers, Dean. All the best, mate. Cheers.
Thanks, Paddy.
Cheers, Paddy. Michael.
Hey, Dean.
Hi, Michael.
In terms of the overloads out wide from Man City today, I mean, how did you want the players to deal with that? I mean, did they deal with that on the most part for you?
No, we had problems with it. You know, we set principles down in terms of how we want to defend our box inside and out, and you know, they gave us problems because, you know, they play with a false nine, and you know, the centre halves are looking for players to mark inside of them, but they're not there because he's gone looking for the ball. So they're going to create. They will create overloads if you've got two spare centre backs.
That was actually going to be my second question. I mean, for not having a focal point in their attack, how hard is it to deal with that? Because they always seem to have people at the back post, and you know, it is that service that they're still relying on in the box, yet it creates so many chances.
Yeah, well, you know, the majority of teams, ourselves included, are all about, you know, defending the middle of the pitch and defending your goal. You know, but when they don't put bodies in there, it becomes really difficult because they create the overloads in the wider areas, and they're just waiting to drag people out to use the space that you can then leave. And they're very good at it, as we all know. And you know, I really enjoy watching it, but not when it's against my own team.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one more, if I may. From the issues of today, can you learn things quickly for Liverpool, or are they completely different challenges? I mean, is there something? Are there things you can take from that today?
No, you can certainly learn from today, and certainly adapt and put that into the game against Liverpool.
Thanks, Dean. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers, Michael. Finally, Paul Rowan. Paul.
Hi, Dean. Can you tell us anything? Can you tell me any more about the Adam Ida situation? I was told it might be weeks or but not months. I mean, it's a really shame after he's done so well in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, unfortunately, Paul, I don't. He came in yesterday complaining of ankle and knee soreness, so he's been sent for a scan. So we're awaiting the results of that so far.
Thank you.
Cheers, Paul.